Facebook Live. Hi, it's Bernie Slade, and thanks for joining me on Facebook Live, and thanks joining me on YouTube. Thanks to the sponsors as always: Ultimate Windows, Cornerstone, Cleveland Systems Engineering, the Dovecot, Galaxy Blinds, Advanced Utility Solutions, Ocean Lighting, GRS Installation, and TGM Cars. Thank you for your support throughout this season, and there's a right few of them been on board for a few years now. Last night, Borough played Cardiff. We're looking for the third win in the bounce. The team, if you don't know, I don't know where you've been if you don't know the team, but it was Dieng, Smith, McNair, Fry, Engel, Jones, Hackney, Belaza, McGree, Greenwood and Coburn. The subs was Latty Lath, Rogers, Foz, Banguera, Crooks, Steele, Silvera, Glover and Lenihan. A few people were questioning the side, obviously with a few injuries. I'm sure Housen and Cole returning Saturday against Sunderland in the big derby game. Looking forward to that. But last night's game, what game did I see? Obviously it's about the result. But I thought first half, both teams flattered to deceive. Both teams lost to the ball, did nothing with it. To a degree it was boring. I think we had one shot apiece. I think it was Greenwood had a shot first half down the throat of the goalkeeper. He made a good save, and they had a 1-on-1 situation that Dieng made a good save. Second half things came to life. I didn't get it, and a lot of the fans noticed it. I was alongside my old teammate Archie Stevens. I met him after the game, and it was Mickey Horswell. I met Archie after the game. Mickey Horswell was my guest, former Sunderland FA Cup winner. And he says after about 25 minutes, why are they not getting the left-sided lad the ball? Meaning Engel. And I said, well, I don't know. The majority are right-footed. I used to suffer that myself when I played in the left wing when Peter Davenport signed. I used to go left wing. All the lads used to go to the right. And I used to say, is there a slope in the pitch? And it happened. And the fans noticed it because 30 minutes in, the fans cheered when the first ball went to Engel on the left. And then it went again to the left and they cheered again sarcastically. Anyway, we got him into the game second half, and it was him that set up the goal. But all the problems were coming down the left. It was a great ball in, got to the byline, cut it, and there was Jones for the tap-in. And then Emmanuel Latty-Lath came off the bench, and it was, if you didn't see it, it was just on the halfway line, and he's just got in front of the defender, one of the centre-backs, and he's just bumped him up, sheer pace. It looked like Langford Christie, the pace of him. He was like a gazelle. I couldn't believe, don't get me wrong, when he's running with the ball, he looks fairly scruffy, with his feet. And then when he gets in the box, he's ready to pull a trigger, and sort of both legs went, and I'm sure he went to his knees, but so did the defender slip. Then he got up, kept his composure, dropped his shoulder, and it was a great finish for Latty-Lath. So well done, but it was a great result. 3 wins in the bounce, which is a great turnaround. I mean, if you've watched me on this over the weeks, I've been critical of the performances, especially defence. I mean, last night was the first clean sheet in about 18, 19 games in the league. That's how bad we've been defensively. And I've been critical, of course I have. But I kept saying on these live, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, both, give the team 12 to 14 games, then you get a rough idea where we're going. We had an awful start, 7 games, unbelievable, never won a game, letting goals in for fun. And now we're 3 games unbeaten. We beat Southampton here, we went to Watford and won on Saturday, we've won last night against Cardiff, so things looking a lot better. Have we turned the corner? We've not turned the corner as yet. We're still in the bottom half of the table, but we've moved out that bottom 3. We've kept a clean sheet last night, which is a big plus. And we get into the derby game on Saturday, we have a bit of confidence. I mean, there was games tonight, I've written them down before I came in here. They may have changed, but I don't think they have. Sunderland were playing Watford, they were 2-0 up when I come on here, so 2-0. Leeds United against Queen's Park Rangers, 1-0. Swansea Norwich, 2-1. Coventry Blackburn, 1-0 to Coventry. Rotherham versus Bristol City, it was 0-0 for the majority, and then I think Bristol scored 2, Rotherham 1. And Leicester blew Preston away 3-0. Champions League, when I come on here, Newcastle were winning 3-1 against PSG. And I flicked over to see my boyhood here, Celtic. They were 1 each, they were in control, and then all of a sudden Celtic scored 2-1, or they thought they scored, and then the old VAR came in, disallowed it, and then Lazio scored in the 96th minute. I missed it, but I heard it in the background, so I take it that you beat. Oh, Leslie says, 4-1 against PSG. Wow. What did you think of Beleza yesterday, Bernie? This is for Charlie Lation. Charlie, I was surprised. I thought he played very well, the lad. Beleza, Engel, who obviously had a nightmare against West Brom. Was it West Brom? No, it wasn't he? Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously, get taken off. He got the hook and put a ham on him, which was very unfair. Because again, like the team, you need to give him a dozen to 14 games to see what he's really got. But the lad played ever so well last night. He got involved in the goal, was driving forward. Beleza, yeah, he came 900,000 for Rotherham. People were saying, oh, he's a good player. And then he was playing bit pieces. Never really set the header alight for me. But I thought he was good last night. Yeah, but it was a great result. So where are we? Let me go back. So I thought Tommy Smith played well against Cardiff. He did, Colin. Tommy Smith as well. It's Tommy Smith at the right back. McNair Fry centre backs. Lennon was on the bench. He was out the game before. We take it was injured. Mohammed says, hi Mohammed. Hello pal. You okay? I am Mohammed. Brilliant win with the Borough. Let's hope we can carry the form on. What a win for Newcastle United. Look, you need to give credit where it's due, whether you like the Geordies or not, or refer to them as the enemy. They're doing fantastically well. They've obviously got a boatload of money, some massive names in there. The managers did very well. He's a good communicator, comes across well, and the team play football. And 4-1 against PSG. It's an incredible result. Don't forget, when was the last time they were in the Champions League, Newcastle? Anyway, we ain't talking about them. We're talking about the Borough. And Borough fans, what do you think this Saturday? How important is it to beat Sunderland? Latty Laugh, when does he start next, Bernie? That's for John Swinson, is it? I think Latty Laugh will play on Saturday. I think he'll be on Saturday. I mean, coming off the bench and scoring a goal like that. Defenders don't like ability and skill, but they don't like pace. They're frightened to death of pace, especially if they're fairly slow. Sunderland's got a good defensive record. I mean, Mickey Horswell, again, who I mentioned, he was talking about Sunderland in the Legends Lounge, which I host, and he was saying that he thinks Sunderland will win 2-0 against us. They've got too much for us. He watched the game last night. He's not biased in any way, shape or form. He says the same last year, and he got it right last year. Let's hope he's wrong this year. But he says the two wingers are very quick and tricky, and they'll get out of our defence. So we have to be aware. I'm sure we are aware. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday's game. Say 3 wins in the bounce. Will give me a spring of a step. More confidence than we did have in the opening 7 games. And the first clean sheet is a big boost as well. Engel looked much better, mate. Yeah, he did, John. He did that. Hello, Barry. Okay, yeah, so talking about Newcastle, yeah. Charlie Liam says, I thought he was fantastic yesterday. He was. I mean, Beleza, Engel, all played the part. The team played the part. I mean, first half, I love football, the passing game. But both teams passed the ball to death and go nowhere. Boring. Right side to the centre, centre midfield to central defenders. Then we looked at the left, and then we would neglect the left, and then we would play it to the right. But obviously Carrick said a word with the team and saying, what are you neglecting Engel for? Maybe the players were thinking, you know what, Engel's not the best at time. We'll try and, nullify him and not give him a lot of balls till he gets into the game. I don't know. But I've experienced it. And I says in the lounge, a lot of it's to do with the majority of players are right-footed. And it's easier going on to your right and playing it right than it is turning when the ball's on your left, or you need to hit it with a scuff at the outside your right foot. It was a sloppy game, first half. When we got at them, we looked much better. We did, John. It was much better second half. I say second half first half wasn't even worth talking about. It was boring. I would refer it as boring. Both teams, loads of the ball, flat to deceive, did nothing with it. Yeah. Loads of foreplay, no penetration. That's a crude way of putting it. But that's what it was. Fanning about, wrong areas, messing about. No real directness or sharpness or want to have a go or go for the jugular. It was just messing about, keep the ball. And loads of teams do it. And do you know what pees me off? We still mess about at the back. We know it's the in thing in football. But I tell you what, I watched PSG tonight. I watched Man United last night. Man United fanning about at the back, get done. PSG tonight, prancing about, get done. Arsenal against Tottenham, get done. These are top teams with billions of pounds at their disposal, top international players getting caught, but we continue to do it as well. I know the quality and standard isn't as good as the Championship, but I don't see any point in messing about at the back, taking chances. You're looking for trouble. I'm not saying big hoofs, but get it to the left back or right back and then start playing, instead of playing it right in the heart of the defence. I get it. Players have to come, we play it out and it opens up, but for me it's too risky. Man City get away because they're the best in the planet. The Champions League winner, was it double treble last year? They're the best. We can't all emulate and look like Manchester City. And it's too dodgy for me. As I mentioned, the top teams messing about wrong areas. You're looking for trouble. I bet you never seen that pic I sent you on Latte Laugh, the speed he got to the ball before the Cardiff defender. Les, I've not even looked at it, mate. I think I pressed it on, but I didn't actually look to see what it was. I was just that busy messing about. I'll have a look. Nathan Malty was super quick. What a game last night, Bernie. We just controlled the game and kept the ball very well. Yeah, second half, we total control. And we ruffled the feathers. They were starting to get agitated and aggravated and we started booting us. The class showed at the end. Carl Atlas says, hi Bernie mate, I was absolutely buzzing we get the 3 points against Cardiff and the lads improved as the game went on. They did, Cal. As I say, 3 wins in 3 games is no mean feat, especially when they have an awful start. I mean, it's the worst start in my history. And we've turned it round, 3 straight wins. If we go to Stadium of Light on Saturday and turn them over in their own backyard, that would be 4, that would be amazing. That'd be incredible turnaround. As I say, the clean sheet plays a big part as well. In the stands, Stead messing about, let's see. But instead of messing about with the ball at the back, putting us under more pressure if we lose the ball, Bernie, mate. Instead of messing about with the ball at the back. It puts you under pressure, and then eventually it comes back to the keeper and he launches it long. We could have did that 2 minutes ago. I get what's behind it, but I don't think we're good enough. We've let 17 goals in. If we were clean sheets kings, I would say, yeah, let's fanny about, mess about and play it with leisure and we're super confident, but we ain't super confident defensively. Last night, first league game, we've kept a clean sheet in about 18, 19. That's the stats I'm told. I can't even be bothered looking because I know it's been a long time. It's nothing to shout for the rooftops about. Colin Fry says, Sunderland looked good, beat Watford 2-0 tonight. Patrick Roberts, Jack Clark on the wings have me worried for Saturday. For Saturday's game. So Colin's a Borough fan, says a bit worried. Pamela Turnbull, hiya Pamela. Evening Burnley, great result last night. Great to see Izzy, Latte Laugh get goals. Really impressed with Dieng. He'll be scoring one soon, given his kicks from almost the centre line. Yeah, he comes away out his goal. I feel he's a lot safer than Stefan. Good signing. Well, Pamela, you know, you've got the same opinion as me. I was asked that today, what do you think of Dieng? I says, yeah, he's good. I like him. He's had a couple of fumbles since he came in, but I think he's had a lot of good saves the last few games. Kept us in games. And for me, he's better than Stefan. And I've not seen him that many games. I've only seen him 10, 11 games. Instead of playing the ball with the keeper, the back, for looking much better goalkeeper. Yeah, the goalkeeper moves the ball quicker. The goalkeeper, I think, is a better shot stop. He just looks more confident than Stefan. I was never a Stefan fan. I did say last year he'd be on his way. He is. I don't even know where he is these days. I know he was injured, but did he go anywhere else? Dean Wilson, great one last night. I was frustrated with the first half, but the second half, wow, we were good. Let's keep it going now. Well, that's the hope, Dean. We keep it going. Andy Appley says, Latte Laugh getting ready for bonfire night. He has a rock up his ass. When he got into that through ball, he was electric, Andy. He was rapid. I mean, he was. I mean, when I just when the ball went in, for those that wasn't at the game, the halfway line, it was sort of a centre, and the balls came through, and the defender looked as if he was treading water, and Latilaf just got in front, bumped the defender up, blew him away, and ended up in a great position. The lad caught up, Latilaf sort of slipped, went as if he was going to play it, the lad went to block it, he slipped, then he dropped his shoulder. Thank you very much. Great goal and great composure with Latilaf. What do you make of Dick Steele? Really glad to see him in the squad last night, but it doesn't look like Carrick fancies him much. Well, we'll find out, won't we? Carrick didn't fancy Coburn, but Coburn's in the starting lineup the last few games. Who is our best Chuba replacement? Crooks Greenwood Rogers. That's for Ben Ingram. Is it? No. Yeah, for Ben Ingram. Ben, I don't think the answer's anywhere to be seen yet. I've not seen any of them better than Chuba. I mean, Chuba the first 2 years was average. Year and a half, poor. Out on loan, came back, didn't look the player that we expected. And then last year he was out of this planet. So at the minute, nobody can fill his boots at the minute. I've not seen any. Coburn's done well, worked his socks off, leads the line well, he's aggressive, he battles, he scraps, scored a goal on Saturday, the winner, down at Watford. So he's done well, but out of the three of them, there's none of them at the minute. And it's too early, still too early. David Brown says, Bernie, it's nice to see all three North East teams winning. Would love to see Borough and Sunderland back in the Premier. Well, David, without a doubt, I love nothing better than playing for Middlesbrough and playing in derby games. I know the value to the fans and how much it means to the fans. You know, I've said it for years, that saying that if you're fortunate enough to have a job, you beat your local rivals, you go to work on the Monday morning with a sort of spring in your step. How good's that, beating the local rivals? Massive. Don't forget, I'm from Glasgow. Celtic Rangers, massive rivals, old firm game, unbelievable, tension, whatever. And I brought that to England with me. When I played Sunderland, Newcastle, I wanted to gub them, walk them, humiliate them. I think we've done it on a lot of occasions, especially that 4-1 game. So I get it. I really get it. And I know, Dale Frying Company should get it. They're Borough lads. You don't have to be Borough lads to get it, but if you're born and bred in Middlesbrough, you know how much you dislike the opposition up the road, then you're going to give it your best shot. Ben Ingram, I believe Josh Coburn has a good chance of replacing Chuba Akpom's goal eventually. Josh Coburn. Darren Smith, that is. Well, isn't Coburn a striker though? Well, I'll be honest, you have to get this right. Josh Coburn's a totally different player for Ramsey, Archer, Latilaf. Those were quick, fairly small, quick, direct, beat men, tricky. Coburn's totally different. He's a totally different player altogether. Is he going to be prolific? Probably not, because he works his backside off. He's up front on his own. Don't forget, we play with a number 10, not somebody directly alongside him. Sometimes the gulf and the gap between the number 10 and Big Coburn is as wide as the River Tees. So Coburn won't get 20 odd goals. I'll say that. I hope he does. I don't think he will. I don't think the first team regular come probably Christmas. And I don't mean that disrespectful. Don't forget, Carrick made it quite clear he was getting him out to go to, he's already been on loan, but he was going to get him out and he'd go to Plymouth. And then Akpom went, didn't really sign the striker we required. I know we get Latilaf, but I think Carrick was wanting another one. So he held him back, or somebody held him back and says, no, we're keeping Coburn. And Coburn, because we're lack of goals and awful, dreadful start at both ends of the pitch, he's kept Coburn, and Coburn's did very well. Oi, Bernie, class 3 points. Bring on the Mackems, Katie Childs. Or Cade, is it Cade Childs? Cade Childs says, come on, bring on the Mackems. How much does it mean to you as a Borough fan beating Sunderland or Newcastle? I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Damo says, laughed at his goal well, quick onto it, slipped, but was strong and tucked it away. If you watch him close, he makes some great runs. Our players will start to find them. He does make great runs, but what I'm saying is, I still think his touch has to be better. And he has to put the brakes on, be more calm and calculated. Sometimes he's too quick. I've played with players like that. When I used to go through and goal, or when I watch other goal scorers now or back then, when you go through, you have to put the brakes on, relax, and pick your spot. I don't think Latilaf has got that. I don't think he's got that composure to pull the brakes, just calm down and say, there you go, thank you very much. I don't think he's got that. He's just fast, erratic, sort of quick. And I love it, but don't get me wrong, I've said for day one, he's as sharp as a razor. He's as sharp as a razor, and he's direct, and he's exciting. But will he get loads of goals? Hopefully. But I don't think he'll be a great finisher. I think he's too quick. Because unless he starts relaxing, cooling down, and being, more composed. Composed is the word. Composed. Might he play Latilaf next game? I think he will. I think he'll play Latilaf on Saturday. I would. Joe Henry says, up the bottom, Bernie, get some great journeys coming up. But as per, I will be there. Joey Henry's been going for Essen Park. Used to stand outside the gates as a young girl. She's now a mature woman. Joey, that's no offensive word. Mature. I'm a mature man. Massive Borough fan. Followed him out everywhere. All over. Continues to get him down the country. Like a lot of Borough fans. And I take my hat off to each and every one of them. Yeah, Joey, you have got some trips ahead. Exeter and then Plymouth. What are you doing? Are you staying down? The Borough fans that's going there, are you actually going to stay down there? Tony Mowbray doing a brilliant job. Mohammed, Tony Mowbray's doing a great job. I think Tony Mowbray, like Carrick at times, is frustrated because he's not greatly involved in who comes, who goes scenario. Like a lot of present, current coaches, not managers, coaches. But he seems to have been handed a few decent players and a few tricky, very quick players. And he's up, top 4? Won tonight. If you just joined us, Sunderland beat Watford 2-0 tonight. Tom said, hiya Tom, I told you there is a team there somewhere. Let's keep going. Latilaf was faster than Colin on a chippy dinner. Oh, I don't know about that, Tom. He's referring to a big lad we know. 30 Clem is big Cole. 30 Clem. He's slightly quicker than Cole. Do you think he brings in Foz or stick with Jones? No, I think he'll stick with Jones. Jones got a goal, tails up. I know he didn't have his best game last night, but he was still involved. Main thing is confidence boost, and the squad look like they are starting to gel together. Up the Borough and on to Saturday, Nathan Morton. But that's what I was saying, Nathan. When I was being critical, there was some fans going overboard on the criticism. Oh, he should be out and get rid of him. And we have to give him time to, gel's the word, but settle in the area, get to know each other's makeup. Don't forget, some late signings come through the door. We need to give them time. And I say time, 12, 14 games, then we see where we're heading. And it's turned round dramatic in the last 3 games. 3 straight wins, that's really, really good, considering the awful start we had. What do you think of Greenwood, Bernie? I think Greenwood's not a bad player. I think he's still raw. I think he'll get better. Yeah, I think he'll get better. I mean, hey, look, there's critics hammer guys after they see them a couple of games. I'm not one of those. I need to judge somebody, as I say, for a few months before I give a true opinion on them. But let's see what he delivers. I would play both Jones and Foz, Darren Smith. That's and confidence because we won 3 in the bounds. Confidence because we finally kept a clean sheet. So defensively we were confident after last night against Cardiff. And you're into the Sunderland game. Well, we're playing a team that's fairly confident as well. Don't forget, Sunderland lost against Cardiff at the Stadium of Light. There's no bankers and guarantees in this division or anything in life, to be fair, but it doesn't matter where you're or how you're doing, anything can happen. Carrick mentioned how the fans' frustrations don't help the players. First half was a very frustrating half, though. That's with Daniel Richards. Well, I says this, and as I say, look, you're fans, you do what you want. I'm not here to preach or tell you. But I says a couple of weeks ago, I don't see any benefits of fans going into the games and after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, things only going to plan, you turn and go against your team and individuals. I don't get it. You're paying a lot of hard-earned cash. Stay with them at the bitter end. Anything can happen. We've seen it in the European games. McLaren, 3-0 down. Fans stuck behind them. We ended up winning twice. It happened. Incredible. Never believed that you couldn't make it up. So, as fans, I know it's frustrating. I get frustrated sitting in the stands. I'm kicking every ball thinking I'm playing. And I'm looking to my mates going, but I don't show it because I'll shout anything because you need to get them at the end of the game. So try and bite your tongue or just talk to your mates, say garbage, whatever. But once you start booing, and the fans sarcastically cheered when it went to the left wing after half an hour last night. And every right to do that because I couldn't believe it. The lad Engel should have got lonely money. He should have got more money last night. He was hugging the line, making great position. Every time the centre-backs got it, Fry to Big Paddy, they would look up and they would ignore him and then go to the right again. If we get to midfield, they would have a look, oh, we'll go to the right again. It was boring, it was repetitive, and it was just frustration, or frustration for the lad and for the punters. He's neglected, isolated, ignored. I would have went in and probably got a grip with one of them. I've done that in the past. Give them a mouthful. What are you doing? Sloping the pitch, get it out of here. I've done it. I've done it over the years. John Swainson, I would leave Fry out and bring Lennon in. Carrick won't do this. So what would they do? Put Fry out. Wayne Milson says, hello Bernie, Joseph Slavin, great result last night. I thought Greenwood and Engel had great games. Onwards and upwards up the effing borough for Wayne. Yeah, we've seen the same game, Wayne. And yeah, Greenwood, as I say, Greenwood, I think he'll get better. The more he plays, the better he'll become. Sheffield Wednesday have sacked the manager tonight. Neil Warnock getting a mention. There's a shocker. Sheffield, I'll be honest, the worst defences I've seen this season is Sheffield Wednesday. No, the three. Sheffield Wednesday, brutal, awful. I mean, we're just slightly better, but awful. Southampton, absolute garbage. And Watford Saturday, no taking anything away from us. They played three centre-backs and they had more holes in the back line than a sieve. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was delighted because I'm a Borough fan, but I thought as a professional defence with three centre-backs, gaps galore, one ball beating three of them, it was unbelievable. I was also impressed with Engel, great game. Think the coaching staff have been working hard with him. Great to see SFD Molson. All the lads congratulate him after his assist. Also Greenwood, great game last night. Yeah, so well done giving both of them a pat in the back. They deserve it. Don't forget Engel, really difficult night against Sheffield Wednesday, but he's come in last night and he stood up and be counted. And when he came off, I think it was only a gesture to get the crowd to applaud him because he had such a good game. But I've seen Carrick's just below where I'm sitting. And he actually gave him a sort of a man hug. I can say man hug, can't I? If you're offended, well, don't watch me. Give him a man hug. And I thought that was good to see. And good coaching stroke management. Of man management. Oi Bernie. Oi Bernie. Andrew Hill says, I thought Engel had a great game along with Isaiah Jones, Ryan McGree last night for the Borough. I'll be honest, Isaiah Jones a wee bit frustrating at times. McGree, I've seen him play better. I'm not knocking him, I'm a McGree fan. McGree, as I say, whatever reason he was out the opening few games, or obviously something's went on, we're not privy to it, but you don't leave a guy like McGree out. And he's proved that. He's come back and he's scored about, what has he got, 4 or 5 goals already? I think he'll bring Big Crooks to you, Bernie. I think he'll bring in back Crooks. He seems to like Crooks up in that number 10 role. I think because of his height and his stamina, and he can get you a goal. He may do that. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I'd like to see the big man, wee man up front. I'd like, say, Coburn and play Letty Laugh behind him. That's what I would like to see. Big man, wee man. You know, I think I'm slightly bigger than Letty Laugh. He's about 5 foot nothing. I was 5'11", whatever height wise. But I think the big man, wee man, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see us exploit that and see how good we can make that work. Because once they become a partnership, I think we could do the business. Then you can change it. Because at the minute we've got smallish strikers who are not good in the air, except Coburn. Coburn's the only one that's different. The rest are all similar. Similar height, similar weight, similar styles. Andy Appiah says, did you have a feeling that your last goal for Borough against Man United and Schmeichel would be your last goal? could you sense Lenny wanted you out? So Andy Appleyard, did you have a feeling that your last goal for Borough? So my last goal for Middlesbrough, I put it on the other day. Somebody brought it to my attention. October the 3rd, 1992, Premier League at Ayerson Park. Steve Bruce, I think it was a penalty for Man United. He was a penalty taker. And then I scored the equaliser and it ended 1-1. I didn't know it was going to be my last goal, but it's incredible to think, what was it? Is it 31 years ago, something like that? Incredible to think that time's gone. It feels like yesterday. Could I sense that Lenny wanted him out? Yeah, I mean, I was at loggerheads with Lenny. We didn't see eye to eye. And I was always on the way out. And that never changed my mind. And I didn't know that was going to be my last goal. But what a nice goal to bow out with. I mean, Peter Schmeichel for me was not just the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, he's the best goalkeeper in the world. And it was good to score at home against him and at Old Trafford against my old mate Pally, Gary Pallister. I told Pally before the game, by the way, talking about that, he still owes me money. I put a bet on I'd score against him. He's never given me the money yet. See him regularly, I need to give him a jaunt. Yeah, I mean, look, whatever's happened with Lenny and me, yeah, it's gone. And I interviewed him for my podcast. And if you want to listen to any of the interviews I've done over the year, I did Graham Lee, the jockey who won the Grand National and the Gold Cup. He was on the Monday. It's all free. You can get it on Apple, Spotify and all them. And you can listen to loads of stuff. But you can listen to Lenny's interview and you can listen to Lenny when I ask him. And nothing was scripted. He didn't know the questions. And I asked him straight to him, you know, what was it about me? Did you not like me as a player, as a person, a character? And he gives these honest and forthright answers, which I admired. So I've nothing, you know, people used to say Lenny, you say he's a whatever, but I'm not going to say that now because I know him now. I talked to him, it's gone, it's history. But at the time, yeah, he wanted me out. I think I was, yeah. Well, if you listen to the podcast, you'll know what Lenny says. Interesting. I knew what he says now, I knew back then, but if I say it, people just say, oh, yeah, you're just saying that. But anyway, he'd already told Pally and Tony Mowbray, because they go for a coffee with Lenny, and he'd already told them before he came on the podcast. And I was thinking, come on, because I know what you should say. You're going to say it now that you've got the microphone in front of you. And he did, fair play to him. So, and Lenny did a great career, by the way. When you look at Charlton, he went through all that trauma at Charlton, got them promoted against the odds. Came to Middlesbrough, get Middlesbrough promoted when we beat Wolves at Molineux. Don't forget we're getting beat 1-0 with Wolves. This is to get in the Premier League. Getting beat 1-0 with Wolves. Nicky Moan gets sent off. It was a centre-back. 1-0 down, man down. And then we come back and end up winning 2-1, promotion into Premier League. And Lenny was in charge of that. Daniel Hall says, 2 weeks ago I was saying Engel was one of the worst players I'd seen at the Borough. Last night it was brilliant. Let's hope he keeps it up. That's what I mean. But David, in the modern world, you need a bit of patience. You can't just write somebody off after 1 game, 5 games, 6 games. You need to give him at least a dozen. I keep going on about this, but it's true. You know, you see any of the top players in the world, you can maybe switch on the telly and say, I've not seen him for a while, and they're garbage, you think, what a bad player he is. Then you see him and you're going, well, by God, he is world class. It happens. Form is temporary, class is permanent. Engel, I'm no doubt, is going to be good going up and down the flank. I don't know how good a defender he's going to be, but I'm sure he's got the engine to go up and down, the stamina to go up and down that left side and deliver balls. Don't forget, Giles was flawed defensively. Giles couldn't tackle a dinner. But going forward, by God, he was exciting, creative, put balls in a plate for the forwards. The only one that could really defend and go forward for me, one of the best England ever had, was Ashley Cole. He was the best. He was super quick, small, fast, tricky, get back, tackle. He was, even in the big tournament for England, he was still one of the top men. No, Bernie going down and coming straight back. Dear me, Joe, I don't know how you do it. Amazing. Bernie Joe Slavin, what you made of Yusuf accident or incident, mate? It's so awful what this lad has suffered. Yeah, Mohammed, I'll come back to that. 4 of his temporary classes permanent. That's what it says. Are you saying that Gibbo sacked Gary Monk too early? May have sacked a few of them too early, but that's Steve Gibson's choice. That's your words, not mine. Yeah, if you don't know Yusuf, obviously social networks hot and anything that happens, it's all around the world before you press a button. Yusuf is a Borough fan. I think he's a London boy and he travels through London. So always got his Borough shirt on, scarf, stands behind the goal, right side of the dugout, where the 12th man is, make a lot of noise. And everybody knows him. He's a character. He loves the Borough. He must pay a fortune to get up and down to here. Pardon me. And he was racially abused, I believe, at Watford. Well, he was at Watford by his own fans. The uneducated, toe rag scumbags. That's all they are. If you're watching this and you're one of them, you're a toe rag, scumbag. You know, awful. I'm not PC correct. I'm against PC. I'm not into all that. But this isn't PC. This is racism against a guy who supports racism is a no-go. But this is a guy that supports and you're getting him stick, whether it was colour, creed, the way he looks, the way he dressed. What are you doing giving one of your own some stick? You're ban pots. You're off your head. You should be banned for me. I don't want to ban anybody or sack anybody, but people like that, and if you switch it and you look at those half-wits, scumbags and toe rags, we'll use the same words, the Sheffield Wednesday fans who held the picture of the kid who'd passed away. What's that about? What's society about? I just look at it in disbelief. Honestly, I don't know what's in people's minds. And you're talking about that, we play Sunderland Saturday. I'll tell you what happened to me once I went to Sunderland. The Sunderland fans obviously up in arms with that, and rightly so. And I'm giving them the way the Sheffield Wednesday fans it. I went to Sunderland one game when I was doing the Legend show, and I was surrounded with 3-4 Sunderland fans at half time. I was heading for a coffee. I never got the coffee yet. And one of them came out with something similar and says something about one of the lads I played with. His kid had tragically passed away, and they came out with that to me and gloating about it. And I just thought, I didn't know what to say. I couldn't believe what I was saying. And then the police came and made me sit down again. So there are these idiots, bampots, nut jobs who deserve to be thrown in jail and key thrown away or thrown to the lions. We don't want them in football. They don't represent me. The Borough fan don't represent me. That were shouting at Yusuf don't represent me as a former player or as a fan. And I'm sure they don't represent the club. Yeah, so no, it's as I say, the game is, I'm not saying polluted, but there is some absolute assholes out there who don't deserve to watch football, they don't deserve to be not respected, but they should be called out. They should be called out. And see, I was told, hear nothing, see nothing. I get that, but with these guys, they're ruining a Borough fans. How would you like to be called names, whatever you look like, wear, colour, creed? It's horrible. I don't get it. As I say, absolute nuts. Like Laugh doesn't beat me to petty. Leslie, I'm telling you what, you want to go off the pie, son. You want to buy a bike? All these critics are just glory supporters, Bernie. Hey, look, Nathan, we know some fans blow with the wind. They all knocked the League Cup. If we beat Exeter, that's us in the quarter-final. They'll be queuing up for tickets. They'll be claiming to be there every game. We know that. There's guys that jump in the bandwagon, whether it's to criticise or to cheer them on or get tickets. I get that. That's just the way of the world, I suppose. Pat Turnbull, the squad seems big enough now to cushion any injuries. I hope Howson is fit for Saturday. He's been a great leader, and we need that for the derby game. Feel optimistic for Saturday, 2-1 Borough win. Hope you're right, Pamela. Dear me, I'll have to wear camouflage gear if we won 2-1 to get out of that stadium alive. Dear me. I think Johnny Howson will be back. I do. I think Johnny Howson will be back. Nathan Walton says, what do you think of Latty behind Coburn, McGree on the left and Foz on the right? Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. I would like to see, as I mentioned earlier, Latty Laugh behind Coburn. Ball played into Coburn, Latty Laugh watches it going over his head into Coburn and times his run and feeds off him. Coburn's big and strong enough. I keep doing that because I've got a hair in my eye. Coburn's strong enough to hold it up. So for me, that would be nice to see. Remember Tosh and Keegan? I'm not saying that's like laughing Coburn. Remember Toshak and Keegan? Big lad, small lad. I played with big guys. No, not so much big, probably, yeah, some were tall, but some were, could jump. Archie Stevens was about my height, but he could jump 5 feet higher than me. Paul Wilkinson, Ian Bairds, they were all good in the air. And there's nothing better playing with somebody that's up there, taking the brunt, getting a broken nose, and you put the ball in the net. It's good. Luke Dawson, nice to see the team battling to the last whistle the other night rather than getting ahead and defending. Yeah, Luke Dawson, I agree with that as well. Adrian Patterson says, excellent yesterday, Bernie. Took my 5-year-old grandson to his first ever game, buzzing. Turned out to be a good win and good performance. He went home with a big smile on his face. I bet he did. 5 years old. Try to think if I can remember that far back. No, I can't remember when I was 50-year-old again. Was it? Was the same. Oh, I didn't have that private conversation. We'll leave that. Where are we? Great result, great turnaround, Bernie. How you doing? Good, Chris. Delighted with last night. As I say, awful start to the season. I kept saying don't go overboard because you just don't know in this game of football and life. And we've turned it round. Have we turned the corner? Not yet. We're out that bottom 3. That's a good start. We've finally kept a clean sheet. That's a great thing. We go to Stadium of Light in front of 42,000 and won. That's a wee statement of intent. You know, I would say, hey, more or less, we're on the right road here. Yeah. Angel surprised. Good performance. I think it surprised a lot of people. But as I say, you cannot judge one person in one game. Good, bad, and different. You can't judge anybody in that. Jones' goal was offside. We got a bit of luck on that one. Couldn't see it for a while. I don't know the offside rule, Colin. If you see me, I don't understand it. I still don't understand it. I don't think anybody understands it now. I've seen the goal with Liverpool against Tottenham. Dear God, the VAR doesn't know offside now, so nobody knows. I didn't see it, but hey, it's gone now, isn't it? Another great one last night. Let's hope they've turned the corner and it's the start of a good run. This is from Martin Sturman. And on another note, well done to Newcastle United tonight. Fantastic result. Yeah, you have to give credit where it's due. We know we look at them, I'd love nothing better than beating Newcastle. I've always liked the Newcastle public, if I'm honest. I think they've got a bit about them. Northern, working class. I don't like the team, if I'm honest. I like the people, but not the team. But I do genuinely like the Geordie people. I think there's a lot of fun in there. And I've met some great Geordies over the years, worked with some great Geordies and some not so great. Tony Brown says, Bernie, as a Sunderland supporter, I love watching your podcast. I'm going for a 2-0 win at the weekend. I think we've got, hold on, I pressed the wrong button. I think we've got too much attacking options than last year. Tony, I mean, that's your opinion and I respect your opinion. Hopefully you're wrong, but you obviously watch Sunderland. You're sitting pretty 4th in the league. You won 2-0 tonight against Watford. Mugger's getting a lot of praise again. I know you really like Tony Mowbray, my old teammate and captain at Middlesbrough. Yeah, well, as I say, Mickey Hospital says the exact same. Mickey's not biased, blinkered Sunderland, ex-Sunderland player. He says that he thinks he's got too much for us. Obviously, we'll find out on Saturday. I would say if I was a betting man, probably a drop bet for us. Whatever makes Morgan Rogers start. Well, again, he's another one. Morgan Rogers is a new signing. You have to give the lad time. Remember the good old days with Tunkai Sanley, Nathan? Dear God, remember Tunkai Sanley? Turkish lad, wasn't he? He's a good player. Nice hair. In my opinion, Lenny Lawrence made a huge mistake letting you go, Bernie, for Dan Smith. Obviously, water under the bridge, but when I moved, don't forget, Lenny was the manager. He was a manager, not a coach. He was picking the team and picking players and buying players, and the top boys were sanctioning it. But the top boys could have stopped it and intervened, but they sanctioned it as well. But what they never did in the Premier League, which was suicidal, they never get anybody in to replace me. They put John Henry up front, and Hendy, who I was walking 14.5 miles the other night with, or the other day for Great Ayton to where did they walk to? Saltburn. Hendy and Walker got the first share of goals, but they'd no backup. They'd no me on the bench, and they never replaced me. So inevitably, That day, a couple of weeks after that, I was talking to Wolves, and the day we played I was talking to Wolves about going there. I was going to reportedly be linking up with Steve Bull, and Andy Much was going to come to Middlesbrough. That was the talk, and I'd been offered terms. I was offered to go to Spain with him. I didn't want to go to Spain because it was the next day, and anyway, negotiations broke down. But that day, I remember Middlesbrough played against Villa, and I think it was 5 or 6 that Villa crushed Middlesbrough. But as I say, not replacing me, that was a bigger crime than letting me go. That'd be a tough game, that Sunderland away. If we win that, we have done really well. They're flying. Even a point is good. Oh, without a doubt. The only point I never liked was it was West Brom, wasn't it? That was a point. Every point's always a good away one, but West Brom were garbage. That second half, dear me, awful. Remember Jeremy Aladier? It was Ali Adamer, that's what they used to sing, wasn't it? Some of them, when he was having an off day. Aladier, if you don't know, he came to the Arsenal. He came to the Borough. I think it cost a few quid as well. Did it cost a few million, Aladier? I'm sure he did. I'll read a few of these Facebook out at the minute, keep them coming in. And if you've just come in, Newcastle, unbelievably, PSG, they won 4-1. 4-1 Champions League. John says that the Mackerons have a young side. We need a bit of experience in the middle. That's why I'd start Howson 100%. I'm sure he will start Johnny Howson. In my opinion, I've read that, so I'll not read it again. Cardiff beat Sunderland last week, and Sunderland, so we can too. I says that Cardiff beat them last. I heard Sunderland battered them and then obviously lost the goal. How did you and Alfonso Alves? I think you're saying what did I think Alfonso Alves? I remember coming out when I was doing my radio duties with the late great Ali Brownlee, God rest him, and looking over for where we were sitting, and directly in line with us at the back of the stand, the opposite stand, there was a banner erected before he even kicked a ball. Goal machine. Goal machine. A couple of months it went missing. Hackney and Howson, perfect midfield duo for me. Yeah, Hackney is developing brilliantly. He's a workhorse. He can tackle. Doesn't get brushed off the ball easily. Can score the odd Draker. Did it a couple of weeks ago. Scored a great goal a few weeks ago. Yeah, I think that's a good combination, especially away from home. If you've just walked in the games tonight, Sunderland beat Watford 2-0. Leeds United were against Queen's Park Rangers. Leeds won 1-0. Swansea 2-1 against Norwich. Coventry won 1-0 against Blackburn. Rotherham lost 2-1 at home to Bristol City. And Leicester, who are flying, 3-0 against Preston. I think Fry and McNair should keep their places. At centre-backs, Coburn and Latty up front, surely at some stage too. Look, I says that the reason that Carrick was such a success when he came in, ripped to 5 at the back, played the same team week in, week out, became sort of telepathic. We knew each other's makeup, each other's styles, each other's games, and we blossomed, and everybody was doing brilliant, and the football was fantastic. The last few games, he has 5 changes here, 4 changes there, 7 there, 3 there, another couple last night. Some are forced, some not forced. Cup games changing it, but it seems to be working despite the changes. And fair play to Carrick, because I always think you've got a settled team, you better stick to it. And that was, I think Belazer has done well lately, but got to bring Johnny back on Saturday. First goal will be massive. I agree with that as well. 10 minutes, I'm told, 10 minutes. Yeah, look, Johnny Howson's we're captain, we're leader. He disrupts the opposition, wins the ball, plays it to people that he can play. I'm not saying Johnny can't play, but he's not you wouldn't pay to watch Johnny. He's like a Robbie Mustoe or there's several players over the years that I wouldn't pay to watch, but they're very vital for how the team functions and the cohesion in the team. Adam Clayton, another one, wouldn't pay to watch Adam Clayton, but he was massive for the team. And the way he played disrupted things, stopped the opposition. We need a proper Johnny Howson replacement. He'll be retiring soon. He still seems really important to the team though. As for Ben Ingram, he is. I think he is. I don't think he's a loud vocal captain leader. I think he leads by example. And he's a fair player, he's not a dirty player, he's a hard tackling player, works his socks off, drives his team forward. And he, I was going to say protects the back line, but we've not really did that very well this season. Jason Pipe says, I believe the reason why we are playing better now is because we're starting games with players that are used to playing together and not putting 4 or 5 of the new players into the starting 11. We need to gradually bring them in to be in the team. Yeah, I mean, last night there was a few people in the lounge were saying to me before the game, have you seen the team? I thought, I feel the worst tonight. I looked at the team myself and I thought, there was a couple of surprises. But, and in the first half I was thinking, those guys in the lounges might be right tonight. It's not been too good. But second half we came to life. No doubt there's been a few choice words. I'm not saying shouting ball or chucking things, but I'm sure Carrick got his point over. I'm sure he did say stop isolating Engel on the left, stop getting balls to the left. And we did that. We obliged and we created the first goal. And that was it. Once they lost the first goal, they lost their rhythm. Because they were just trying to keep things tight, block things up, frustrate us and try and hit us in the counter. But once we get the first goal, that killed them. Belé's a great work rate, deserves his place in the squad. Oh, he'd definitely be in the squad, look. Adrian Patterson said, I think Saturday has got 1-1 written all over it. I'd take that. Well, Adrian, any Borough fan out there, I'm sure would snap their hands off for a draw against Sunderland, who are flying high, who are a very good team, good in the eye. Don't forget, this Sunderland team beat Southampton, was it 6-5? I was at the Riverside that day. They did an early kick-off and I was looking at the telly. 1-0. Forgot all about it. Came in near the end, but about 5 minutes ago, 5-0. I was like, wow, 5-0. They've got some trickery in there. Best tall lad and small lad were Phillips and Quinn. Phillips and Quinn, Pamela, I'll bow to that as well. Kevin Phillips, prolific goal scorer, golden boot holder. Niall Quinn, I know Niall personally. Played with him with the Republic. Great guy, great in the air. Played for the Arsenal as well, Man City. Yeah, very, very good combination they were. Coburn and Latty, bit soon for them to replicate. But one day, Izzy and McGree seems a better mix. That's your opinion, Pamela, but I would like the big man, wee man up there. I hope we can keep hold of Remy McGree. I bet he leaves in January, Chris. Well, I hope not. I mean, McGree, there was talk, the rumours are rife, aren't they? Small town, Middlesbrough. The rumours are rife. Oh, he wanted away, Carrick's not happy, put him out the team. Whatever, something on for sure, but we don't know what, and we're only speculating. But hey, if I was McGree, and I had the qualities and left foot he had, and I watched half the team disappear in the summer, I would think, hold on a minute, where are we going as a club here? I would have thought that. I'd have probably been knocking on the coach's door saying I want away. Why? Because you've let half the team go. All the best players have gone. If we would have kept the same team last year, which was an impossibility, A, we didn't get promoted, B, the majority were on loan. But when they all walk out the door and I'm one of the better players, i.e. McGree, I think, what's going on now? If we'd have added to that team, could you imagine we were playing now and with the same team as last year and added 4 or 5 on it? Boy, we would have been really, really unbelievably good this season. So I get McGree's frustration if that's the case. I don't know if it's true, but I could see some truth in it, because I would have been in knocking on the door saying what's happening at the club. Great last season, we're letting all the best players go. Riley McGree will be the next 15 million, 20 million sale from Borough. I reckon. This is Andy Appleyard. I'd be mega surprised if he's with Borough in a year's time. We're a selling club, we know that. And all the young lads we've brought in have cost peanuts and they're all on 4-year contracts. So we're trying to polish rough diamonds, if you like. Was anything said why the Crooks and Jones link-up play was broken up last night? We got the best out of Jones when he linked up with Crooks. No, nothing says about that, Jason. Luke Dawson says, Latty Laugh is very promising. Number 9 think he's got a few goals to come. I'm sure he goes along with his pace. Don't forget, because I said big lad, small lad, but don't forget Mike Cologne, Robbie Fowler at Liverpool. Those two were 5 foot nothing. Magic. Because if the ball's on the floor, you don't need big men. But when it's not going to plan, you need an alternative and something different to upset the opponents. Beleza has been here for around 15 months and games he's been playing, he's been too inconsistent. Look, we know that, Colin. That's not a lad's fault. If when you're in and out of the team, you don't get any consistency. He played cameo appearances last year, didn't set the header alight, didn't see anything that I thought, wow, he's some player. I've still not really seen it. Last night he was good, but I wouldn't go overboard one game. Given Carrick's links with Man United, I'm surprised we haven't used the loan market for some of the youngsters. Well, Andy, I can only surmise, right, in my tiny pea brain, I'm surprised that Carrick didn't get any. But the director of football, who's Kieran Scott, well documented, he's the guy who's in charge of recruitment. I don't know Kieran Scott for Adam. I know what he looks like, I know the name, I've never conversated with the guy. But let's look at another way. Kieran Scott can be the best talent spotter, i.e. young footballers. Best talent spotter around. But he has to go and face, when he looks at a player that he fancies and likes, or Man United, wherever, he has to go to the chief executive, Neil Bowser, and chairman Steve Gibson. And they either say, how much? You're joking, aren't you? See you later. Or they sanction it. And I think Kieran Scott will probably be facing a lot of rejection. So then he carries the can. I keep saying that it's Carrick carries the can. He's the head in the block. If it kept going like that, Carrick, if we went 14 games and never won a game, Carrick would probably have got a chop. I think Carrick would know that, and I'm sure you, the Borough fans, would know that. We've seen guys with better records than Carrick and better stats than Carrick getting the chop. But then you look at the next guy, who a lot of people are blaming, and I've even had a say, but he's got a difficult job as well. Because he can't just see quality in top young players and young promising stars and go, right, I'm going to sign them. He has to go and get it sanctioned, i.e. the money and how much. And I bet you, I don't know, I'm surmising, but I bet you he's been, because Carrick's been saying, Man United players, he's went there and I bet he's been knocked back. Because the money men know the financial structure of the club. I don't, you don't. I don't know if Carrick or no, but that's the way they operate. That's the way football clubs. Janino, 5'4", clearly a sign that size doesn't matter. Pamela, it's not about size. I've mentioned Robbie Fowler and Mike Malone. It's not about size. Janino had the hat the size of a lion. 5'4", he'd have hat that size. He was tackling. You remember there's a famous picture pointing up at the big centre back from Newcastle. Can't remember his name. Big guy with a task. Janino's giving him that. Oh, Janino was tough. Don't worry about that. The South Stand is fantastic. They sing through the full game. I agree with that as well. Leslie saying, who's the fastest, Latte or Adama? I don't know. I don't know, but the two of them's quicker than my car. I know that much. I'm going to read these out of time. Riley McGree, another player on top form lately, very consistent, ideal number 10 for me. Should never have been out of the team in my opinion. I'll try and read these now because we've run out of time. Ben says, great result last night, Bernie. It definitely was first half poor, second half came to life. Without a doubt, Ben, I've discussed that throughout the night. Carl says, is it true you scored the quickest ever derby goal against the Mackhams? Yeah, I did, Carl. I put it out the other day just to wind them up. Quickest ever goal was against Sunderland at Essen Park. We won the game, I think it was 3-1, and I scored after, well, some people say 16 seconds, 17 seconds. Do you think anybody will beat it on Saturday? I think 11 in Cuckooland, no chance. Rob says, Letty Laugh must start up front with Coburn on Saturday after his great goal. Juninho versus Philip Albert, that was it. Philip Albert, the Tasha lad, tall lad, wavy hair. Yeah, remember Janino facing up to him. Oh, I knew Janino personally. I interviewed Janino. I got to know him. Great guy, fantastic guy, and a big heart and amazing player. Nico says Engel and Beleza played well. In my opinion, what did you think, Bernabeu? I've mentioned that throughout tonight. Thought the two of them are very, very good. Fran says the abuse that the Borough fan used to have received was diabolical. I've mentioned that as well, Fran. Disgraceful. Scumbags, toe rides, call it what you like. Frank says, enjoyed the crack with yourself and Mickey Hospital last night in the Legends Lounge. Very funny. Yeah, I thought it was funny, yeah. If you're easily offended, don't buy a ticket for the Legends Lounge. I'm sure you'll not like it. No, it's a sell it every week. well, every game I think sold out for the end of the season. Leo says, I wonder what are those Borough fans out there who are heavily criticised everyone at the club are thinking now. I think some of the criticism was warranted. You know, even I said my bit, but I've said this 12-14 game, and now we're starting to turn it. Are we going to be top 6? I still think it's a long shot. I still think we're a way off because we let too many goals in. Good teams that get promoted, score a lot of goals and don't let a lot of goals in. The late great Brian Clough built for the back, Peter Shilton, and the 2 centre-backs. And then the central midfield centre-forward. The spine of the team was solid, then he branched out. And at the minute, I don't know if we've really got that. Enjoyed your interview with Graham Lee, the jock, on your podcast, Bernie. That's for Ted the Red. Yeah, as I say, you listen to hosts, you can listen to past interviews. There's Mike Peters for the Alarm, there's the jockeys, we mentioned Graham Lee, Chubarakpom, Gary Hamilton. Oh, there's a host, there's plenty. Jono says, I'll be honest, when I seen the team last night, I feared the worst. I'm sure there was a few that fell out. I mentioned that. Bob says, I love the derby games. What was your favourite game against, was it Sunderland or Newcastle? Oh, the one that jumps out for me, Bob, was Newcastle. I loved all the derby games, but Newcastle, last game of the season, had to want to stay up. They had to want to go up into the top flight, and we beat them 4-1. Last game of the season. What a wonderful feeling that was. I get 2, Ian Baird get 2. Birdie scored the best of the 4 goals. Great goal, drilled it, crossed the keeper. Magical. I remember he had a scuffle with the centre-back, and he was pulling his ears like a donkey, referring to the centre-back in Newcastle. Brilliant. Did the dogs find a hedgehog? Oh, apparently it wasn't a hedgehog, it was a mouse. They do it regular. One of them does it. Hey, I wouldn't encourage my dogs. They're not hunting dogs. They are by nature, but they're not hunting dogs with me. But I know they never catch them, so I let them. The mouse will make a noise. They get their nose under the grass and then they head off. You're thinking, what am I on about? I take my dogs out, put posts on, took pictures of my dogs. 2 of them were obviously distracted with something in the grass, and it's probably a mouse, but it never caught anything. I was in your Borough lounge. I didn't see the game. I was just straightening your lounge. Well, that's typical of you, Leslie, eating pies and drinking. You're going to the game Saturday, Bernard, at the Stadium of Light for Jeff? I am, actually. I've been invited with Mickey Hospital. He's invited me. I think Jim Montgomery, the former 73 goalkeeper, I think we're in his lounge. So I'm going, looking forward to it. Let's hope there's no trouble. Let's hope we put in a show. I'm sure we will, because our tails are up, clean sheets and 3 straight wins. So 42,000, going to be a great atmosphere, isn't it? And finally, Nelly, you must have played in a few, well, I've mentioned that before. Yeah, played in a few, scored in a few, loved derby games. Even enjoyed the Darlington Hartlepool games. Still derby games, but not as good as Newcastle and Sunderland. Okay, listen, thank you very much for joining us. 2 minutes over. When am I back? Back Saturday. I'll probably be on about 5 o'clock Saturday. Obviously, times are all mishmashed. It's a 12:30 kickoff. I'll stay behind after the game and then I'll come back and we'll be talking about Sunderland and let's see what kind of performance we put in. Thanks for joining us up the Borough. Well done, Borough, last night. Well done, the players. Well done, Letty Laugh. Your pace was amazing. And well done to each and every one of them for turning it round so far. Well done. Cheers.